Welcome to the Alcohol Reset, the podcast that helps you reset your habits, health, and relationship with alcohol without judgment or extremes. If you're looking to cut back, take a break, or just understand how drinking can affect your body and mind, you're in the right place. Each episode brings you science-backed insights on neuroscience, nutrition, and habit change to help you feel better, sleep deeper, and take control on your terms. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, best-selling author, neuroscience enthusiast, and habit change expert. I've helped thousands through my book and podcast to rethink their drinking, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Mike Hardenbrook. You know, so much of what I talk about it's about understanding the systems that are running our lives. We often just operate on autopilot without really looking at the mechanics under the hood. And today, I want to apply that same idea to your biology. Specifically to a habit that is so normalized that most of us don't even think of it as a decision. It's just what we do. So let me ask you a question and be honest with yourself. In the last couple of weeks, have you ever taken a pill? I'm talking about something totally normal, right? Like an allergy pill or some ibuprofen for a headache. Maybe even that antidepressant you take every morning. And then later that day, you poured yourself a glass of wine or cracked open a beer. If you're nodding along, you are not alone. I've done it. We've all done it. And we do it because we don't really see it as a real interaction. When we hear drug interaction, we picture something dramatic, like movie-level stuff. We definitely don't picture a Zyrtec and a Chardonnay. That just feels like a normal evening. But here's the reality, and this is what we're really going to unpack today. Alcohol isn't just a beverage. It's not just a social thing. Biologically, drinking alcohol is a major metabolic event. It changes the entire machinery of your body. And when you throw a pill into that machinery, well, things get messy. Now, before we get into the biochemistry, I want to be super clear. This is not a sermon. I'm not here to preach about sobriety. The goal is just to pull back the curtain on your own biology so you understand why you might feel so off sometimes. So, let's get into the engine room. To understand any of this, we have to talk about the liver. It's the absolute workhorse of your body. Your chemical processing plants working 24/7, breaking down hormones, toxins, medication, everything. And to do this work, it uses a set of enzymes. The Science A name is the CYP 450 system. Don't worry about the name. Just think of it as the assembly line workers in the factory. Their job is to grab a molecule and break it down so your body can get rid of it. But here's the catch. And this is really the most important part. Your factory has limited bandwidth. You can only do so much at once. So what happens when alcohol shows up? This is where the priority system kicks in. Biologically, your body sees alcohol as a poison, a toxin. So priority number one. The factory manager is basically screaming, stop everything else, get this alcohol out of here. Now imagine that medication you took earlier is waiting in line to be processed. Because the alcohol just cut to the front of the line, that medication gets pushed to the back. And this competition creates one of two very different situations. Let's talk about scenario A first. The bottleneck. This is what happens for most, occasional or social drinkers. The liver's so busy with the booze that it slows down the breakdown of the medication. It's a traffic jam. And the result of that is the drug stays in your system longer and at a higher potency than it's supposed to. So let's say you took an antihistamine for allergies, or maybe an anti-anxiety med. Suddenly that standard dose feels way stronger. The symptoms are things like extreme drowsiness, bad coordination, even memory issues. It's that feeling where you have 2 drinks, but it hits you like it was 4. That's not just in your head, that's the bottleneck in your liver. Okay, so that's scenario A, but here's the twist. Scenario B. This is for people who drink more frequently. Your body's an amazing adaptation machine. If you're constantly sending alcohol to the liver, it adapts. It says, okay, we need more workers. It actually ramps up enzyme activity, gets too efficient. And so now, when you take a medication, the liver breaks it down way too fast. It's like throwing paper into a bonfire. Poof, it's gone. The result is that your medication becomes less effective, or it wears off too quickly. And this is a huge problem for things like blood pressure meds, seizure medications. So you see, alcohol is unpredictable. It can amplify a drug, or it can basically cancel it out. Now, I want to talk about what the data calls the danger zone. These are high-risk combinations that honestly people mix all the time. First one, painkillers, specifically acetaminophen, Tylenol, we've all done it. Headache? Pop a Tylenol, then have a beer to unwind. Here's why that's so risky. When your body breaks down Tylenol, it creates a toxic byproduct, just a little bit. Normally your liver has an antioxidant called glutathione that cleans it up instantly. No problem. But alcohol also uses up your glutathione. So when you mix them, you're creating the toxin with the Tylenol, and you're getting rid of the antidote with the alcohol. It's a double tax on your liver. It just leaves your liver cells defenseless. Okay, next up, sleep medications. This one's kind of ironic, right? Because people use alcohol to help them sleep. But the biology is clear. Alcohol destroys your sleep quality, your deep sleep. If you add a sedative on top of that, you increase the risk of something called respiratory suppression. That's when your breathing slows down dangerously. Plus, you wake up feeling completely wrecked. You're unconscious, sure, but you are not resting. Then there are antibiotics. The myth is that you'll explode if you mix them. That's not exactly true for all of them. But alcohol does impair your immune system. You're taking the medicine to fight a war in your body, and alcohol is hindering your troops. So just not worth it. And finally, let's touch on antidepressants. Alcohol is biologically a depressant. It slows your brain down. If you're taking a pill to stabilize your mood and then you pour a depressant on top, you're working against yourself. It's that simple. So we've talked about the mechanics, but what does this all feel like? I'm sure you've been there. You have 2 drinks, and all that's normally fine. But the next morning, you feel awful. We're talking brain fog, sudden anxiety, that anxiety thing, or just not feeling like yourself. Why does that happen? It happens because your nervous system is trying to process multiple chemical signals at once. It's not just 1 + 1 = 2. It's interactive. It's exponential. Your liver is juggling alcohol, drug compounds, oxidative stress, blood sugar, all at the same time. That's why you feel so depleted. It wasn't just the booze. It was the metabolic marathon your system just ran. So what do we do with all that? Look, again, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being smart. The research points to a couple of ingredients for liver support. One is NAC, N-acetyl L-cysteine. It's the raw material your liver uses to rebuild its antioxidant defenses. The other is milk thistle, which is pretty famous for protecting liver cells. The idea here isn't to take a pill so you can drink more. It's about resilience. If you are going to put stress on your liver, give it the tools it needs to recover. But beyond that, there are some simple, practical rules. 1, avoid drinking when you start a new medication, period. You need a baseline first. 2, never ever mix alcohol with sedatives. That's a hard line. The risk is just too high. 3, space it out. Don't wash down a pill with a beer. Give your liver a few hours to process the medication first. And 4, and this is maybe the most important, trust your body. If one drink hits you like a freight train, that's your body waving a white flag. Listen to it. Stop. So here's the big takeaway. We think of drinking as a social activity, a celebration. But biologically, drinking alcohol is a metabolic event, and taking any medication is also a metabolic event. Your liver is the intersection where those 2 events can crash. Knowing this isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. It's about understanding what you're asking your body to do behind the scenes. So the next time you're at that intersection, you can just make a smarter choice. Thanks for tuning in. Take care of that liver, and I'll catch you in the next one. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.